Welcome to the Game of Risk, everyone. I'm your host, OliveXC, a top player at this game. And today we're doing some classic progressive this time, mixing it up. Now, if this was a high-level game, I'd be putting lots of troops in Australia. However, it's very likely that the blue player or the yellow player is going to try to take Australia. My priority is going to be trying to spread out when I can. I could potentially try going for a continent. I've always actually kind of found in games where you're actually playing kind of weaker players, you want to be going for a continent. And that's because you need to be kind of catching up in troops. And if you just try to spread out, you're just going to fall very behind very quickly. I don't see a way of where I can get anything because I'm like the white player of this game, not my stereotypical red, because I joined another player's game. From a Australia perspective, so from a spread out perspective, I'm very, very happy with my setup, but I'm unable to get a region anywhere for myself, which means that if other players get regions, they're going to get very strong very quickly, and I am just going to be unable to compensate for it. It's possible that the red player will try to be taking over South America at one turn and do a lot of damage to me. But it looks like they're not. They're just trying to spread out a little bit more instead. This is very good. This is very good. So in my move, I would be playing troops in Australia, but I expect blue or yellow to be hitting that. So we're probably going to be trying to be playing a 3-position game for ourselves. We have to figure out a way to potentially get some better troops around, because currently I'm in no good corner of the map. I have no idea how the other players may react getting a region, which is why I wasn't leaving troops in South America at all. Yeah, is yellow going to be doing no Australia, no win? Yes. Hit the 8. Be cool. Be cool, yellow player. I believe in you, yellow player. Yes! I placed no troops in Australia. Oh gosh, guys, this is progressive. You don't do this in progressive. For one thing, the blue player's game's completely screwed. And two, everyone's so weak. What's yellow even going to do? Yeah, so yellow's not a threat this game because they don't understand taking out players when it's worth it for their cards. We just need to, I think, if no one's going to be getting a continent, we can just continue spreading out and waiting for the right opportunity. Alright, and orange is making a couple of attacks. They're mostly in the Asia region with a lot of territory. And I like that. They're grouping everything together. Looks like they're making a kind of longish term play for North America. If I were them, it's much better for orange to be leaving more troops in South Africa. But there is a risk of the green player hitting it, so I understand them not doing that. Now, in red's case, are they going to be continuing? It looks like they're going to be doubling down, trying to take over South America. So they're making attacks, and so far it's going pretty well for them. I like how we moved our troops out of South America and we saved them. I really, really like the fact that we did that. So again, normally I'd be placing troops here because South America is a great place to leave your army. But now my priority is trying to be spreading out as much as possible. I could have hit the yellow territory, but I don't think there's any reason to. I expect yellow to be leaving all of their troops down in Siam, Indonesia, playing the standard no Australia, no win strategy. Now, if yellow was really smart and they left all their troops in North America, my opinion of them would completely change. But yeah, they're just being a standard, a noobish player. My target for elimination this game is going to be the blue player. I have very good lines on them with my 8 and my 6. When I look at the other players that I could potentially end up taking out, the red player is well spread out. The red player is going to be very dangerous this game. Green is like one of the strongest players on the board, and they may eventually take Africa. Orange, well, they have lots of territory. It's mostly like in ones, and they're in a line. But they have a couple really tough spots like Argentina and South Africa. But you can see they're just using up their South Africa position. So Orange is eventually going to lose their spots, and then it's going to be much easier to take them out. Now, if I was in Green shoes, I would be putting more troops into North America because that's our most spread out position. But again, I don't see this happening. It looks like they just want to be going for Africa. Which again, most of my opponents are treating this like a fixed game. Which means that I should be able to exploit this, especially if it takes players longer to be getting continents. Red does take over South America, though. That can be a little dangerous. But we have, like, I think, our good standard position here, where I have 3 locations of around 7 to 8 troops. I'm spread out along the map in the best way that I can be, because again, I expect Green to be taking like their continent eventually. There is a risk of Blue trying to take their region, but I don't think they can. Blue goes up instead. Yellow's now down in 1 spot, but Yellow has a bonus, so it's going to be harder to eventually eliminate them because they'll be getting like the biggest trade-in. Again, if I can somehow make it and get like a 30 trade-in or something to take out the blue player, that's going to be like my way that I win this game. Heading into the 4th turn, we're actually nearly in the lead in terms of troops because other players have spent so many troops hitting other players for their bonuses. And I have been focused more on, orange trades in immediately. Doesn't really matter as much for them because they're the first player and normally would be doing it in the first place. There is the risk if they want to be going for North America that they may hit my 7. So I'm not going to leave any more troops there and just hope that they don't hit it. But with the 7 and the 9 there, I'm hoping Orange realizes they can't be going for the region. Whoa, what the heck happened to my risk game, guys? What the heck? Okay, it looks like I may have like cut out for a second, but it looks like I'm back in, thankfully. Looking at the attack, looks like they just attacked my 1 territory. Not a big deal. Looks like my recording's still okay as well. So now if I was red, I'll be leaving as many troops possible on the Japan region. That is the correct move to be making. Red's very good. They're getting a continent while giving themselves flexibility. Now they're probably going to move inwards though because they're worried about green hitting them. Instead they stay outwards. I don't know how much I like that move. And we're just going to make 1 attack ourselves, keep ourselves nice in the middle of the board, non-confrontational as possible. No set on 4 for us. The blue player does have the set on 4, or sorry, on 3. And now we're going to see how they want to attack. They put everything next to my 11. If they hit it, it probably ruins both of our games immediately. But they just go, okay, are they going to hit the yellow player? Or just move everything? They're just spreading out. Okay, they're just saying spread out at the moment. I like this. So now with 2 players trading in, one of them after me, I'll be getting 1 slightly bigger trade-in. And those extra trade-ins do matter. We could potentially try going for Europe. However, I feel the other players would just break me because, again, for one thing, I'm not very strong, so it's not really worth it. And 2, I can just eliminate a player when it's worth it for their cards, which would just be like the easier action in the first place for me. The blue player's behind me in troops even after doing the trade-in, so even if I lack a trade-in on 4, I could still like go for the kill, and it would be like worth it and profitable for me. Now there is a risk that the orange player will hit my 7, and then when that happens, the green player will then immediately trade in and try to eliminate me. I am split off from the green player, which is fortunate. I think green is going to be focused more on trying to get Africa. And they may hit the red 6. And if they do that, that means that red's going to be losing their initial advantage of getting South America. But now green trades in. So they're going to be taking over the continent immediately, or are they just going to be waiting? Their 27 is now very cramped in. So again, they're not really giving themselves the openness to be able to move and take over a region. And red, yeah, they're continuing to leave troops in Japan. Such a good decision from the red player. I love the red player's game and what they have been doing so far. The two players most likely to be eliminating me this game could be the green player and the red player. As of now, I don't want yellow hitting me, though. That's, like, I think the immediate threat. So I'm just going to continue leaving everything in the center of Europe, and I'm going to make one attack upwards to appear less threatening to yellow. Unfortunately, like I do have the set on 5, because you kind of have to. But I have to use up a wild card. So it's kind of like a slap in the face saying, yeah, you got a set, but use your wild card, bro. It's like, come on, man. Why you be doing this to me? So I have some good lines on blue. I wonder... I don't think I can eliminate them because I can't trade in turn. I would just be getting the 12 and then the 20 trade. So is yellow thinking about trading in? They should not be trading in. It's best to be waiting. Yeah, so I take another hit. But yellow should be going back now. Correct. And this does make it so green have limited access to me. The only player that can easily and safely eliminate me is the red player. Every other player either doesn't have enough troops or doesn't have good lines on me. So what are the risks that can cause me to immediately lose the game? Well, definitely I could lose like my 7, but again, one of the other players could be attacking this at any given time. Is green going to be taking over the continent? No. So my focus, I do think I want to clear out the red 2 to prevent red from having lines. But I think because they have most of their troops on like 19 and can only be hitting orange, it is very... Oh, they're going to be hitting orange immediately. Yes, and they lost 16 troops. Whoa. 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 What was that? They just gave the game to me. Like, why did they do that? That made no sense at all, you guys. Okay. Okay. So we can just leave all of our troops here. And I think we can just get like a board sweep at this point. Let's see if we can do that. So we'll just take out the orange player immediately. And this will be triggering the 15 trade-in for us. Now, the red player has 9 troops left. We have like an 11 here. So I think we can leave all of our troops here to get another trade-in and then take out the blue player immediately afterwards. So we're just going to now be taking out the red player very safely. And that, in turn, is going to allow us to get the next trade-in, which we will do the 20 trade-in. So 36 troops to take out 32 of the yellow player. So I think we got to go for that. So we go for the 1 attack. And now we're guaranteed to be taking out the yellow player. Heck yeah. Boom! Now the yellow player is down. We are killing it right now, you guys. And now we get the 25 trade-in. Yep, and now we are well played here. So 33 troops to take out 26 of blue. And bam, that's the blue player down. And that triggers another trade-in for us immediately. And we cannot take out the green player, but we can now take them out the next turn. They have to have a set on 3 and us no set on 4. We have a set on 4, so we are guaranteed to be taking this game. Beautiful, beautiful stuff right there. So green can do a lot of damage to us, but they won't be able to kill us. They don't even get a card. So they recognize that they couldn't win. And now what we're just going to do is make a couple 100% rolls and then take this game. Guys, if you're enjoying this content, please consider subscribing and following me on Twitch. But this is OliveXC signing off.